Hey, hello, you guys. I'm here, you're here. We're going to get started 5 minutes in. Thank you so much for those of you who are already in the room. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Joy, Summer of Dragonfly. It's a mom vlog. Hey, 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 hey. Hi. Give this video a thumbs up. All right, I'm going to go on mute real quick. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if it's kind of clear. I see a strong Wi-Fi connection. There is an Ethernet connection here, but it's like in the dark back there. And this is where the sunny light is. I wanted to be here with you guys in the sunny light. Aspasia, good morning. Hard to know. Welcome. All right. Take your 5 minutes. Get your drinks. I've got my orange juice here. I'm no longer in Colorado. I am now in Arizona. Gigi, hello. Tisha, good morning. Connie, yay. Mickey, hello. I hope you're well, Mickey. Flower Lotus, good morning. Okay, perfectly perfect. Thank you. I'm going to upload some pictures. How come y'all didn't tell me that there was a life after lockup? I was randomly just minding my business on YouTube, as I do, mind my business on YouTube. And I saw that, I think her name is Ashley, posted a video about life after lockup. Did not mean to do that. I'm deleting this picture. Let me get back to it. Cancel. No, go away, picture. Yeah, and I was just minding my own business. I don't know why this picture's here, but anyways, look at BTS. I'm trying to delete it and I accidentally added it on there. But you know what's hilarious? This picture is the bestest, most hilarious picture of my life. I will never get rid of it. I'll never get rid of it. Look at this. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna delete it now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and I was just minding my own business, and then all of a sudden, it was there. Sorry. And I was like, oh shoot, I need to go watch that. So I went and watched it for you guys because I'm a woman of the people. I'm here for you. And this season, they of course didn't give us a new season title. It's still season 3. It's episode 45, even though it's a completely different show with a different cast. There's some crossover, as you saw in my thumbnail, which is, amazing. And then there's some old people. We've got Marcelino and Brittany again. I'm really loving this lighting on me. I feel like, 8:30 in the morning with this Arizona sun is where I need to be at all times. We've got Brittany and what's her face back, both the Brittnys. We've got Black Brittany and we've got White Brittany. They're back with Ray. So we're going to see what their life after lockup journey is going to be. We've got Sean of Sean and Destiny. That's what I think of him. Where oots my newts. So those of you guys who are not watching this live, go on ahead and jump to 5 minutes because that's when we're actually going to get started. I like to give everybody an opportunity to enter the room, to say their hellos. I'm uploading pictures right now from the episode. I'm going to try to go live directly after this to talk about, oh no, I can't. I didn't watch it. Oh, the only thing I watched is Love on Stage. I watched that. So I could talk about that, but there's 90 Day Fiancé to talk about. There's 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and there's 90 Day Vacation Bay. So we've got a lot going on. Actually, I think I'll take this picture of Stan and Stan and his friends on the treadmill because it was like some kind of old man retreat. It just looked very weird. Okay, 10 seconds. I got 10 seconds to upload this, and then I'm going to do my thing. 10, 5, 4, 3, Oh, hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Life After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 45. Is he a trick? And the truth is, yes, he is. Okay, so I need my glasses on. Anyways, here's the makeup, guys. I did it, slapdash very quick, But here it is. I need my glasses to be able to see. Ramsterdam! Oh, guten Mittag. Is that good midday? Listen. Go de Mittag. Goe de Mittag. Or Goid Mittag. I'm learning Dutch, you guys. I'm learning Dutch. I am learning Dutch. And honestly, I think that as an English speaker, I could probably learn Dutch and German faster than Spanish, because Spanish is a romance language and no, English is not that. I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race Holland and I was like, why do I understand? Like, why does the word stage, the word stage in Dutch is podium, which makes perfect sense to me, because podium is the thing on the stage that the microphone is on and where you put your book or your paper. Anywho, that's my observation. Good morning. Hello, Lynn J. Welcome. Thank you so much to all my moderators. All right, let's get to my notes. Let's get to the first couple. I'm going to try to stop shaking screen. Let's first talk about, let's go with them first because I got some stuff to say. Firstly, she looks nice in this. I don't know if she saw herself. I don't think she did, because there's no way she could have seen herself. But Brittany and Ray. So Ray has, as we know from last episode, he is off of the ankle monitor and he is now able to drive her around. And she refers to him as her sexy chauffeur, and that she can get used to being treated like this and being driven around. And you guys, why does it bother me when I feel like, maybe because I'm a hater. Am I a hater? Why does it bother me when women say things that are like old-fashioned and chauvinistic? Like, I wish that you could just drive me around all the time. This woman has a full-on job. She can drive herself. Why is it that now that you have this man, like, you can't do anything? I don't know. It's just weird to me. This, like, I need to be treated like I'm a princess. And I'm like, then find a prince, boo. Find a prince. I mean, maybe he is a prince and maybe I'm just judging him. But I don't know. The jury's still out on whether or not Ray is a prince, okay? So they need to buy a bed because they broke theirs. And I said, okay, producer setup. Why is it that we're always in a furniture store? Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, someone on every single season has to go to a furniture store. Let's clock it. Who went to a furniture store last season on Love After Lockup? No, that was Jovi and Yara from 90 Day Fiance, but that happened. Who else went to a furniture store? Well, Lisa, so Lisa and Stan didn't go to a furniture store, but they went to a car dealership. So there's always a situation where they go into a public space and they have this poor salesperson having to deal with them. Okay? So she says that they're saving money for a ring and a baby. Why is her engagement ring so important? That's another thing that I don't understand about Brittany and women like Brittany who are like, I really need to have a big rock. And I'm like, if you love this person and you want to be married to them legally and spiritually, why is the jewelry or the material things so important that you need to have? Because she says she doesn't want people to see them together and wonder what their relationship is. And I said, you know what? That's society's fault, because not ever do I look at people, this is not a true statement, but I'm going to say it anyway. Not ever do I look at people and go like, what's their relationship? Let me look and see if there's a ring so I can tell if they're married or engaged. Like, I don't do that, but I do look at people and be like, mother and daughter, are you making an assumption, right? But I don't think that it's not this, what does she think? That she's like in the 1850s and they're going to go promenading together while walking in the park and people need to know that they're affianced? No, ma'am. Nobody needs to be in your business. And I guess maybe it's because in her world and her life and her herself, whenever she's out in a boot and she sees a woman, she must look at their fingers to see whether or not they're engaged, which I think fucking sucks. Like, why is it important to know a woman's status? Why is it important to know a man's status? Why does she need that validation? It's just really interesting to me that she's like, I need to save up for this engagement ring because I need for when we're together to people and understand who I am to him. And I think, why? She says that in the next year, she definitely sees herself engaged. And in the next 5 years, she sees them with 2 to 3 kids. And I said, oh, you don't want to get to know him? Oh, okay. You don't want to get to know him. You just automatically want to start having kids with a stranger who you don't know how they're going to be as a parent. You know nothing about them. And you want to rapid fire shoot babies out your vagina. Okay. It's literally like, poo, poo, poo. Like in 5 years, girl, what's the turnaround? What is your body going to be like? Can you do that? 3 kids in 5 years? That's a lot. Thank you so much for the super chat. Woo! Oh, I have it. Oh, shoot. The noisemaker is in my suitcase, which is what my computer is propped up on. But thank you so much, Hard to Know, for the super sticker. I absolutely appreciate it. Angie says, I don't understand how you can low-key be embarrassed by your man, yet she sought him out in prison. Well, she didn't sook him out. She didn't sought him out. She didn't sew him out. She didn't look for him. He hollered at her on Facebook, and she didn't know for like the first couple weeks that he was in prison until she started noticing, like, I think when they FaceTimed or something, like the background or something like that. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, she didn't sook him out. She didn't seek. Oh, girl, thank you, everyone. Queen, Francine, Mickey, Lizzie, Tammy, Kimmy, thank you so much. You know, I just was like, what is that word? She did not seek him out. Erica says, girl, I got 3 kids in 2 years, pregnant with twins, and I have a 19-month-old. I mean, yeah, okay, yes, you could do it if you had twins. You could do it. I mean, you could still do it if in 5 years, but I'm just like, did you do it with someone you didn't know that you just met out of prison, whose pedigree and lineage and understanding of how they were raised and how, you know, expectations, or even someone that you didn't, and maybe you didn't. If you did, that's fine. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that as a modern woman and as somebody who has had enough therapy and needs more, I cannot just have children and expect to be able to honestly co-parent with somebody or marry somebody, because to me, when you're in a marriage, you're like trying to balance 2 relationships. You're trying to balance the relationship with your husband, your friend, your partner, and then your love and your adoration for your kids. And then maybe the third relationship is their adoration and love for your kids. Like that's a lot to kind of manage. And there's some people who lean heavily on their partner and they love their partner more than they love their kids. There's some people who love their kids more than they love their partner. And there's some people who have a healthy balance of both, but you don't know what you're going to have until you get into it. So having like rapid fire children when you and that person don't have a strong bond, to me, does not seem like a smart thing to do, as we will see when we talk about Shane and Lacy. Okay, let's get back to this. So he's like, well, once I get a job, I'm going to have to pay my bills. And she's like, bills? What bills? Like, you don't have any bills. You just got a prison. What? You got a car note? What? No, you don't. You got and like, I'm like, maybe he wants to pay life insurance, girl. Like, maybe he wants to, I don't know. Like, we don't know what he had to do before he went into prison. She makes it seem like when he went into prison, he's going to come out with no kind of debt. It turns out homeboy does have debt. Restitution. And that's in the sum of $143K. And so in his mind, you know, he's paying that off. And in her mind, his whole paycheck is going towards her ring and their wedding. And I said, you can't allocate that man's money like that. You can't make that decision. You can't be counting somebody's paycheck trying to figure out where their money going to go. Like, that's not right. Is he doing that to you? Is he trying to get you to scale back? Oh, Hard to Know. Thank you so much for this 1999 super sticker. Burr, 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 burr. I thank you so much. You're so generous, as always, girl. As always, so generous, and I'm so appreciative. Angie, can we agree that Ray looked very handsome this episode? I think he's always been handsome. So yeah. Anywho, any whoozy woozies. Okay, that was a very Chris thing to say. Chris Farrah thing to say. Okay, so he says that he didn't tell Brittany about his restitution because he didn't want her to be stressed out about it. That scene looked very produced. It didn't look like she had just gotten that information. And in fact, not only did in that scene it look like she had not just gotten that information, in the confessional, and when she was wearing all that red where she actually looked really cute, she said that she assumed that he was going to have something to pay afterwards, but she didn't know it was going to be the amount of $143K. And so she wanted to know if she was going to have to take on that debt if they got married. And I said, when you get married, your things combined. I mean, it may not necessarily be under her name, but if they need to buy a house or they want to do stuff and she got to go in 50-50 with her business life partner, Ray, then his credit is bad, it will affect them. It will affect them. So, yeah, girl. She understands that he has to pay it, but she does think it's a lot. And I'm just like, well, girl, I mean, it is what it is. At least it's only $143K. I mean, I guess I don't know why. Just because in California, in order to buy a house, it's $300K. So I said $143K doesn't sound like that much. Just get you a good job, work real hard. You can get that paid off. Let's do the math. How long could he get that paid off? If he paid off, let's see, 100 and let's see, what 3 years, 2 years, let's say 2 years. Let me get it. 143 divided into 24 equals 5.9. Is that 5,900 a month? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and break that into 36 months. Okay, 140K divided into 36 is 3,900. Ooh, that's still a lot a month. Let's get a little 60. Okay, that's 5 years. 143 divided by 60 equals, okay, 2,300. You guys are so funny. Wow, girl, you are working with Cali money. We all don't do that. You're right. Rashana says, "Why your understanding of cost cracks me up." You're right. I'm just trying to make it work. I'm trying to make it make sense. Okay, it probably doesn't make sense, but I'm trying. I'm doing a bad job of it. If he's gonna pay $5K a year, he will owe for a long time. Yeah, no, I'm saying a month. So if he over 5 years, if he's paying that off, he just needs to pay $2,380 a month in order to kind of get that down. And I'm like, that is a whole mortgage in California. That's a whole mortgage. Sometimes that's rent in New York City. So Angie says, Brittany wants Ray to need her so bad. She even seemed disappointed to find out he was actually living better. Yeah, no, yes, we definitely. Queen Francine says, because my brother came out after 20-something years, $50 a month payments. If you don't pay, you go to jail. And that's the thing. Brittany was like, oh, do you have to pay that? And he's like, yes. Saying dumb stuff. I am like, wow, when I owe a lot, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to end up paying like how Rashana said he would pay. You're right. I'm just like, do it. You know, you can't be having kids. You can't be buying rings. You can't be, like 5 years, Brittany, is not that long. I know you're 32, but excuse me. Rude. Trying to say she don't want to be 40 having kids. Well, those of us who are 40 having kids, mama, please, enlighten us. Okay, let's move on to Shane and Lacy, because I think they're in a similar situation, kinda. I mean, it could be made up, but who knows? So here's Lacy this time around. Mama needs to get that tattoo updated on her teta. It's looking a little faded. She's looking different this season. She's, she just had a baby, so it's very understandable. And here's Shane this season. And Shane's doing a comb over. I'm not sure if this man is losing his hair, but he is not as cute as he once was. I don't know. There's something, there's something not the same about Shane, and we're gonna get into it because I think there's a lot going on in his brainsicle. So the baby Summer Rain is 4 months old, and I love that name. It's so cute. And so Lacy seems like a really doting, loving mother. She's like, "Huh, baby, huh, baby," and she's got the baby out on the pillow with the bottle propped up, and she's laying next to her, holding her, or like holding the bottle. And Shane comes in and he's like, "Okay, babe, I'm going to the gym." And Lacey's like, "Oh, okay, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to get a dad bod." And she's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be gone 1 to 2 hours. Just that's all it is." She's like, "That's fine." Shane ends up saying that, and you could tell Lacey's upset, right? Shane ends up saying that he had to take care of Lacy and the baby when they got back from the hospital due to the nerve damage from the epidural. And like Lacy wasn't able to move around. Sometimes when they do epidural on you, you can like have like your nerves will be jacked up and you won't be able to sometimes hold the baby. And this is the second time I've heard it. One person I met in real life who had that actually happen, and she couldn't even, the baby was like 2 months and she wasn't able to carry the car seat. And now I'm hearing this from Lacy. And remember, Lacy had complications with the pregnancy. She had an air bubble from the epidural go up to her brain. And I'm like, "Oh, child, no. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it." But she needed help. And so he had to quit his job and stay home and help her. And that threw him into some kind of depression. I think it really hit home as to what it is to be an active father. And some men just are not cut out for it. And listen, some women are not cut out for it either. But unfortunately, women bear the burden, and people feel sorry for men when this happens to them and they need to like be stressed out and doing all this stuff for the kid, but nobody feels sorry for the woman. And I mean, that's why I strongly feel like if a woman gets pregnant, she's putting that responsibility on herself, because regardless of what she feels, society will tell her that she's wrong for feeling that way. And so you got to be really careful when you have kids, if you aren't prepared to do it on your own. If you know, Ariana from Vacation Bay, you make choices to have a baby, you got to reap the consequences. Take that in. So due to her postpartum complications, Shane quit his job to take care of Lacy and the baby. And he got depressed due to the stress of dad life. These are all my notes. Lacy talks with her dad, Pop-Pop, about Shane. And she tells Pop-Pop that she thinks Shane might be seeing somebody else because they also aren't having sex. And I think that can be a side effect of depression, right? They aren't having sex. She isn't feeling sexy because he isn't validating her and wanting to touch her and hug her and all those things. And so she's like, "What's going on? Like, I feel like my marriage is very weird." Now, part of his crisis of having a baby was to go out and get braces and not even talk to Lacy about it. Apparently, this whole time, Shane has been feeling self-conscious about his teeth. And I want to say that I have never seen Shane's top teeth. And I've never seen it. And I didn't notice that I had never seen it until he pointed it out, that his teeth are really crooked and he's ashamed of that. And he's like, "Oh, Lacy really liked me because of my smile." And I said, "Well, your smile does not show your teeth, boo." And so she said, if I was going to get a boob job or get my butt done or something like that, I'd be talking about it all the time. And I would definitely tell you that I was going to get those things done. I think it's really interesting that you just went out and got braces and didn't talk to me about it. And I was like, "Oh, this is you can't just go out and spending money." I mean, even though braces may not be that expensive, like maybe it's like a $900, $800, but you still can't just be, buying $800 worth of stuff and not telling your partner about it. It's a little confusing. It's a little confusing. I see you guys talking about sex after having a baby, so let me go and see what it is. I have such an issue with people deciding to check out as parents. You lay down, take care of them. I had major complications with my last birth, was in a coma. Oh, Lindsay, everybody must have been so scared. Oh my God, I'm so happy that everything turned out okay. Oh my God, that stress, girl. I had to have my man care for me in the house. Girl, yes. That is terrible. Whew. Is he okay? Are you okay? Is everybody okay? Baba says, my ex-husband didn't have sex with me as soon as I had my first child. My ex-husband didn't have sex with me as soon as I had my first child. Aspasia, I'm having my second at 34 in like 8 weeks. Aww. And then after we buy a house, I might be a 40-year-old mom, and I'm good with that. I get you, girl. Wow, there is a YouTuber named Shameless Maya, and now her channel is called Maya and Max. I think you'll like her if you're not already familiar. Oh, I'm familiar. I'm familiar. Braces are $4,000. Wow, your money crunches are cracking me up. No, I went to go get braces. Well, sorry. I don't know what Shane's are for, or if Shane's are $4,000, but I went to try to get braces like a few months ago, and mine were going to be $950, which is why I said that. So I could be absolutely wrong. I don't know why mines were what they were. Perhaps because of my insurance. So you're right. More like $5K. Insurance covers the bare minimum. Oh, wow. My insurance is good then. Shane said his are like $4K. $4K? That shows my point even more. This is crazy. That's even crazy. He may not have insurance. Absolutely. It was one of those scenes that was in between the commercial. Like you're watching the commercial, and if you fast forward through the commercial, you missed it. It's one of those scenes. Little Strict J says, my husband got Invisalign braces and they were $5K. Lindsay, I had a heart attack, was found unconscious. My memory is wiped, so I only remember waking up and finding out that I had birth at 26 weeks. He was in the NICU for 3 months. He is 4 and autistic now. Oh, I'm glad everything is okay. Angie says, does this storyline seem fake to you? Why do you put fake in quotes? Do you mean not fake? Or are you quoting some? Why'd you put that in quotes? I don't understand that. Amsterdam, you really want someone to hold you. What? I don't know what that means. Health insurance in Holland is $180 a month. What? My son's Invisalign was okay. You guys are paying an absorbent amount of money for nice teeth. Absorbent amount of money. Okay, so let's get back to it. Lacy's aggravated about the braces, and she's like, well, what about when you go down on me? I don't understand. You go down on me, like, I don't want that, or like cut me. And he's like, well, that's why I have my tongue. And she's like, I really want Shane to feel like make me feel sexy, because he's really making me feel bad about myself right now. Like, I don't know who he's giving it up to, but it isn't me. And Shane's like, I just don't feel it right now. I mean, I love Lacy. She's everything I've ever wanted. But, with everything that's going on right now, I'm real stressed out. And I was like, wow, they're going through it. I hope the best for them. Okay, next couple that we are going to talk about is, my favorite couple right now is Stan and Lisa. Look at Lisa, girl. Look at Lisa. Mama done lost some weight. I hope it's not drugs. I hope that's not how she lost some weight. But look at this mischievous smile, okay? Her hair has grown out, right? Because if we're looking at it, her roots, that's her natural hair. Because, she got them plug-in type situations. And so I was like, okay, it's been a few months. How much new growth do you think that is? Is that like what, 3 months of new growth, 4 months of new growth? What do y'all suspect that it is? She's lost weight very quickly. I hope that it is not drugs. And it looks like she's able to comb that hair, because it would have been like, mini dreads by now if she wasn't able to comb it. So Stan is up counting his money that he doesn't want Lisa to spend. Stan has gotten Lisa's name tattooed on his butt, but it isn't clear to me if Lisa has Stan's name tattooed on her. And Lisa's basically like, listen, I want to be paid for my services, because Stan thinks that I'm a live-in sex doll. Sex toy, sex slave, okay? Anytime he wants to go down to the dungeon, he expects her to go. And so they haven't really been having sex lately. Stan would like to have sex every day. He wants to get his Viagra, his Blue Chew to good use, because he paid good money for it, and so he wants to utilize it on Lisa. And Lisa's not down with it every single day. So they're in the kitchen making some fake bacon, and she asks for some money to go shopping with her friend. And he was like, well, how much money? And she said, I don't know, 500. And he was like, $5. And then they're going back and forth where he's like, well, you aren't really giving me, she isn't giving what she was supposed to have gave, is basically what he's saying. Like, you want all this money, but we're not having sex every day. And I think what Lisa's trying to do is let him know that she ain't moved there to be his sex slave. Like, and so this is also stopping her from being in love with him. Like, she cares for him, but really she's just trying to get what she can get from Stan and have it be an equal thing where she isn't just constantly having sex with him every single day and him withholding. Like, she's like, listen, if you want me to give you, then you are going to have to give me, and you're going to have to give me first. You know what I'm saying? You pay first before you play. House rules. And they're at a standstill with that. So she asks for some plastic, and he says, well, don't spend too much. And I said to myself, why can't she spend too much? You tell her every day that you make $100,000 a month. You made $100,000 on something this month, and she can't spend $5,000. Maybe she would feel like pegging you and tickling your prostate if you gave her a little bit more money. How about you try that? And so she says that he, has spent $20K on her thus far, which is a lot. And I said, can I get me a Stan to get me out of debt? I just need me a $20K and I will be good as right. I'll be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Pay off that car note, pay off a little credit card debt. You know what I'm saying? Tickle a prostate, but it would have to be given to me up front. You need to give me $20K up front, or at least give me half. $10K up front. We need to come up with the basics on like how we are going to do this. I thought it was a year as well, Ramsterdam, but when he was counting his money, Mickey, when he was counting his money, he had told her that he had made like $100,000 on something that one year. So that 1 month. So I'm just like, she's asking him for money relative to what he is telling her that he has. And I'm like, I can't even be mad at her about that. He shouldn't be telling her his business. Don't count your money in front of people and not expect them to be like, right? So she gets on the phone with her friend, or she goes out shopping with her friend, and the friend asks her if Stan's a trick. And she doesn't answer it directly, but basically she says, like, I'm just going to do what I got to do with Stan until I can't do it anymore. I don't necessarily know that I love him, but I definitely care for him. So she's not going to do anything bad to him, but she isn't going to go above and beyond. So Stan is at the gym with his homeboys, and this is some kind of like grumpy old men, reunion where they're at a gym and they're all walking on the treadmill, white-haired, except for Stan, who is insisting that toupee needs to be on his head at all times. Like, sir, we see through it. We don't like it. And at least if you're going to have a toupee, can you make it the color that it would be? We know that's not your hair color, sir. We know that it's not your hair color. Please just go white. That looks better. It looks better to me. And the friend is like, well, is she giving you the sex? And, he's saying he's not getting as much sex as he wants to. And he says he feels like the sugar daddy without the sugar. The friends tell him to tell her that, nothing is free. And so we have a scene where Lisa's with her friend and she says, I don't ask him for money. He gives it to me. And then we go over to him and he's like, well, she does ask for money. And then she spends only $500. She gets into a cab and she calls her friend Regatta, and is like going on over to Renata's house to see Renata's new boobs. And I said, okay, Lisa, live your life. I support it 100%. All right, next couple that we're going to talk about is Marcelino and Brittany. They're back again. Marcelino has smiled in this episode. I don't know if I've ever seen him smile so many times. He's in the pool with the kids. Speaking of somebody who had like 2 kids in 3 years, they've been married for 3 years. They've got 2 kids, 3 kids actually. I'm sorry. She already had with Giovanni before they moved in together in Las Vegas. And Brittany is trying to start a like special living or a halfway house for ex-convicts, because she says that the way society treats ex-cons and what they expect them to do without any help or support is unrealistic, which is why a lot of people end up going back to prison. So they have this completely like produced segment, and I said, okay, Brittany and Marcelino, make your money. Make your money. I'm not here to hate on them being on this show for the 4th time. Is it 4th? I think it's their first season when he bought her that ugly green dress and wanted her to dress very 40s. And then she was like making out with Amanda. And then there was their second thing where she was pregnant. And then there was the third thing where where him and the drug addict baby daddy. You remember when what, I don't know, was his name Rico? I don't know his name. Remember when he went from being buff and hot to like all of a sudden real skinny? He had just got back on meth. This is like their 5th time. It's super produced, but you know what? I think that they are a testament to what can go right in this situation, right? Because all we ever see, we have the extreme cases of those who die because of drug overdoses, because they were addicted. Then we have the other cases of where people just don't stay together at all, and the man goes back to prison or the woman goes back to prison. And then you have Marcelino and Brittany. And I really want them to show us Puppy and Amber this season, because I feel like Amber might be, even though she's messy, I feel like Amber might be a good example too if she doesn't go back to prison. So they need to show us all these different types so that it's not just all the bad, you know? And I agree with that. So Brittany is coming home from a business meeting and she talks to Marcelino about it. Marcelino says that he doesn't trust the rest of the people because they're all former addicts and or inmates who are trying to create this. And so they had over $80,000 in a bank account. I guess Marcelino and Brittany had put in their own money, almost $8,000. And then her 3 friends had added money themselves. And then they had gotten money from other people in order to kind of start this business, this living assistance, you know, and they were looking at buying property with the money. And one of the women, Kanan, calls her and tells her that there's no money in the bank account. She went to check it and there's no money in there. And then Brittany's like, well, how did money get taken out without you knowing? I thought your name was on the account. And she says, no, my name is not on the account because I'm a felon and something, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, so felons can't have bank accounts? And if so, like, explain to me why not? But like, what is the real tea with that, you know? And then I don't understand why, if this is a real business, why it's like one person's name on it. Like why isn't Brittany's name on it? Why isn't the name of the business, the LLC, on it? Why aren't they all able to take the money out? Why is it like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Are they just not business people and they don't know? They didn't Google it and see how they should actually do this to save themselves. And then also like they're thinking that it's one of their partners, Robert, who they haven't talked to and who is an ex-drug addict, and they're thinking that he just took the $80,000 and just spent it on drugs. And I mean, when I think about people who are on drugs just spending exorbitant amounts of money on drugs, I am shooketh to my core. I just don't get it. What? What? I don't get it. Queen Francine says they probably owe restitution in their name if they get an account with their name on it, becomes the government's. Oh, interesting. Lindsay says, I do not understand why she would ever trust another felon addict with $80K in a bank, like an addict in a meth. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, wow. So anyway, she shooketh and she should tell Marcelino that the money's gone, but she isn't. She just tells him that she needs to go to another business meeting tomorrow. Marcelino was like, okay, you're going to leave me with the kids? And I said, Marcelino, stop complaining about being left with your children's. Come on, boy. Stop complaining about being left with these kids. Because Brittany can get left with the kids too, right? And it would be fine. Everyone would be okay with it. But you get left with the kids and you're complaining. Like, you know, she's like, he's like, well, Brittany, it's like gambling, you know? It's the same thing as being at the poker table. Brittany, I trust you. I don't trust them. I don't really, you know how Marcelino talks. So they're going to have that conversation where they lied about the situation. Oh, I still have Amsterdam's comment up. Lindsay, what does Lindsay say? That's why I can't do drugs. It costs way too much. Oh, girl, come on. If felon's crime was white-collar fraud or money-related, not allowed. Okay, I understand. I understand. Okay, so next couple that we are going to talk about. Ooh, this boy makes me so mad. Ooh, he make me so mad. That's why I took this picture of him. This is going to be forever to be the picture of him because he looked like a clown because he is a clown. He make me so mad. I hate him so much. Ooh, he make me so mad. Ooh. Okay, so we've got Sean of Sean and Destiny. This is 4 months later. So Sean meets with his ex, Kelly, to a restaurant. And now Kelly's like, well, this man hasn't never taken me to a fancy restaurant after years of being with him, 6 kids later. And so we see Kelly, and I just be like, Kelly, why? Why do you insist on looking like a crackhead vampire? Why do you insist on looking, what is the, what, okay, you invest in the highlights and the lowlights of this red hair dye that I'm not saying looks bad on her, but mama, why don't you do your eyebrows? Why don't you give us a little concealer? Looking like the Walking Dead that hasn't eaten. Do you need blood? What can we give you? Because it don't make no sense. You've seen yourself on TV 3 years now, and you're not doing anything different. And I don't understand why. Why, you guys? Why won't she give us a brow? Why won't she give us a concealer? Why won't she give us a lash, give us a lip, give us a foundation with a little blush? Why doesn't she give us Alive? Why is she giving us poor man's True Blood, Bon Ton? Like, she's giving me the rat trays. You know what I'm saying? If you guys remember season 1 of True Blood, or you guys watched the book, read the books, why is she giving me the rat trays? People who are addicted to V. Why is she giving me that? I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's been a long time. She's been on TV for a while now. So anyways, the hair looks good, but mama, give us a brow. Give us a mascara, a little bit. Give us a little bit of mascara. Give us a little concealer. That's all I ask for. I give us a little bit of something because she does care because she's getting a really good hair. I mean, it's got highlights and lowlights in it. So she's going to a shop. She's not just doing like Clairol or I don't know, all the other hair dyeing stuff. So she meets with Sean at a restaurant, and he has to tell her that he quit his job and he's moving to Ohio to be with an inmate named Sarah, who he was talking to at the same time that he was talking to Destiny. So Kelly is like, what? And he's like, I just need everything to be okay with us because I want the kids to come and visit. I want to still have time with my kids. Kelly has 6 kids with this man. I'm gonna put a picture up. I'm gonna put a picture up of him. Because I don't care what she looks like or what her self-worth is. She had 6 children with this man. She kept letting him raw dog and leave behind evidence in her body 6 different times. And this man has never treated her well, hasn't taken her out to a fancy restaurant yet, and still spends buku money on these hoes from prison. He says that he spent $30K on Destiny, and so far he's only spent $6K on Sarah, but it's only on things that she's needed, nothing crazy like the way Destiny was. I said, you bought Destiny a car, and you haven't bought your own child a car. Now, everyone keeps on saying that, oh, they're shopping in the thrift store and he's shopping with Destiny elsewhere. I don't know if shopping at a thrift store is just her aesthetic, right? Because people go thrifting. I don't think everybody that goes to the thrift store goes to the thrift store because they don't have any money. Because the thrift store, to me, is not cheap enough. If you guys follow me at Just Call Me Wah on Instagram, you'll see that I went to the thrift store yesterday and there was a Suzanne Summers pajama set that was $10. And I said, if I'm gonna spend $10 on anything in a thrift store, it better be furniture or like lamps. Otherwise, I would just go to Ross. And I don't even go to Ross because I feel like if I'm going to Ross, I might as well go to a thrift store. To me, Ross and a thrift store is the same place. TJ Maxx, Ross thrift store is basically the same, except for one is used and one is not. But you still have the same experience of a lot of shit just being put together by size, and you got to rifle through it to find those diamonds in the rough. And I don't want it. There's too many people there. It's a basket with a pole on the top of it. It's not a quality shopping experience, in my personal opinion. I would rather go to Forever 21, like, honestly. But that's just me. Like, I don't need to get like Gap prices for cheap. I would rather go to Forever 21. But that's just me. I mean, it is just me. But like, whenever I go to a thrift store, I'd be like, why are you trying to charge me $10? Like, there was a this thing like this, but purple and short at the thrift store, and I almost bought it. $10. I said, why $10? Can I get it for $5.99? I'm not paying $10 for this at a thrift store. No. No. I'm only paying, if it's a coat, I'll pay $10 for a coat, you know, but for a robe, mama, $2.99, please. Yes, you have a sale. So anywho, that's what I think about that. So I'm not going to say that the reason, I know I went on a rant, but like, I'm not going to say that, oh, you know, he's having his children shop at a thrift store. Like, again, not everybody that shops at a thrift store is doing it because that's all they can afford. Usually they can afford Ross too, if you're going to a thrift store. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Goodwill does too much. And I'm just like, oh, Victoria, thank you so much for the Cash App. I'm just seeing it on my phone. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Vicky Vale, thank you. Yeah, girl, I'm not paying $10 for that. I'm not paying $10 for the Suzanne Summers. Listen, let me look at it. It was a silk, you know, situation. It was cute. But I said $10. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Let me get find it. Let me find it. Okay. Look at it. Suzanne Summers. See? You can't really see it. But you see it? Yeah, girl. Wasn't going to pay $10 for that. No. No, ma'am. No, God. So, anywho, Espacia says, my thrift store has $20 and they get 75% off clothes, 55% off the stores Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah. Some of them definitely do that. But like, if the sign isn't posted and it just says $9.99 on the tag written in that weird black crayon, I don't pick it up because I'm not going to the front being like, nah, put this back. Oh, $10. No, put it back. Like, I'm not going to do that. Anywho, let's get back to the story. So, Kelly asks him if he's being honest with Sarah. Has he told Sarah about how old he is? Has he told Sarah how many kids he has? Has he told Sarah about Destiny? And he's like, no, I don't think it's necessary for me to tell Sarah about any of those things. And I don't know how old I told her. I might have told her I was 36 when he's actually 46 years old. He gonna tell this girl that he's 36 years old. And she's like, well, I didn't tell her about all the kids because I need to get to know her first and meet her first. And so she's like, you're going to give your money to somebody you don't know, but you're not going to tell this person that you have kids, 6 kids? Does she know you quit your job? And he's like, well, I didn't really think about that. But he's like, you know, I want you to meet her so that the kids can come around. What? And Kelly's like, you know, you're just being so selfish. You're being so selfish. I raised those kids on my own. I do it all by myself. And he's like, I don't know what Kelly's complaining about because I give her money every month for the kids and I come and see them once a month as well. And I said, what? And then he's like, you know, she doesn't really understand. Like, I think it's a good relationship with co-parenting. And I said, you see these kids once a month and you talk about co-parent, the like phrase co-parent slip by your denture ass, whack ass teeth? No. Co-parenting is when you pick them up for literally half of the week. Sunday through Wednesday, pick them up from school Wednesday through Saturday. Like, what are you talking about? You're not co-parenting. And how much money are you giving her a month for them kids? I mean, by Chris Ferris' calculation, it should be $1,000 a kid. So that should be $6,000 a month. You know? But okay, let's say we don't do that. It should at least be $3,000 a month for them kids. $2,000 a month? How much a month do you give her for them children's? Food alone for 6 kids is probably $2,000 a month. I don't know. I don't have kids. You guys tell me I'm wrong. So tell me how much it costs for two kids, 6 kids a month, $2,000. You tell me, because you're all saying my math is crazy. And then he's like, you're being selfish, Kelly, because you don't want to see me move on. You're jealous because what I'm giving to these women, I didn't give for you, or I'm not giving to you. And she's like, are you kidding me? I do not want you. You are trash. I see who you are. I see how you are. I can't believe that I have 6 kids with you, but I do. And so I have to deal with you, and I try to do my best, but you're breaking our 16-year-old's heart. Like, just 4 months ago, he was telling the 16-year-old how sorry he was and he messed up and how he lost sight of his family and what was important. And then now 4 months later, he's like, I'm moving to Ohio and I quit my job. This is a lot. She's like, I don't care about you. She picks up a glass, she throws the water in his face, and he's like, you're making my life a living hell. And she's like, you're making your life a living hell. And I'm just like, this man calls this woman selfish. She got the brunt of the kids, and he's like, you don't want to support me by meeting my ex-con wife. I mean, my ex-con girlfriend. Miriam says $400 a kid a month. Let's do that math. 400 times 6 equals 24. Okay. Food is $200 a kid a month. That's it. That's all kids eat. $200 a month. I guess. Okay. Like, it is just a lot. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And he's just getting on my nerves. I hate him so much. And I think I'm going to love tearing him down. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. I'm not going to be fair to Sean. I'm going to tear him down, and I'm going to talk about him in a way that I probably wouldn't talk about any other cast member. I'm going to make fun of his face. I'm going to talk about his teeth. I'll body shame him. I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. Okay, he gets no grace from me. None at all. All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode. I will, next Friday, girl, we got to talk about it. And the Friday thereafters. Can't wait till I'm at home. I want to thank you guys for meeting me on this Sunday morning. I'm going to watch 90 Day Fiance the other way, 90 Day Fiance Vacation Bay, and possibly go live later on tonight after I get back from hanging out with my family. Also, I have Love on Stage episode 4 to go live about. So you're going to get some videos in the next couple days. I'll be busy at work, but there'll be evening videos, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for my moderators, Ramsterdam, Lynn J, and I think Jessie Lee is in the room. So thank you guys so much for moderating. Aspasia, I believe, is a moderator for me as well. Thank you for those of you who constantly come back and join. Rashana, thank you, JW, thank you, Baba, Jasmine, thank you so much. And also the new people that I haven't seen today, and Mickey, and all of you guys who are just always supportive. Those people who I didn't name, sorry, but thank you so much for being here. Krista, thank you. Miriam, thank you so much. And you guys have a fantastic Sunday. Vicky Vale, thank you. And everybody for the super chats. Hard to know, and Vicky Vale, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I didn't put this down here. If you did want to put a little tip in the tip jar, you're more than welcome to. Those are my things, Venmo and Cash App. And yeah, bye. All right, remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. You know what song is in my head on TikTok when there's like, call your radio, cause you just can't be without your baby. And then it has that like, and like that is in my head on repeat.